So I just got out of the theater from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and to answer the question that seems to be on everybody's minds, no, I did not cry at all during this movie. It was the weirdest thing though, like the last 20-30 minutes, I had something in my eye the whole time. It was super frustrating. So if you were in that screening with me, I just wanted to make sure, full transparency, you knew what was going on. No crying. I cried. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today I'm super excited because we finally get to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is going to kind of be like a little 2-for-1 meshed together type of video here because I'm going to give you my quick out-of-theater thoughts because I literally just got home, and my quick spoiler-free reaction just because I've got a busy weekend, but I wanted to get my thoughts out to you guys as soon as I got out of the theater here. So anyway, the story for this one goes like this. Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe in one of their own, a mission that could mean the end of the Guardians if not successful. So I feel like if you're a massive MCU fan or not one at all, I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy are just a tiny bit of this franchise that everyone gets excited about as movie fans. They're just so consistent in tone and quality. That first movie, I mean, that is a top 5 MCU movie ever for me. The second one I didn't love as much when I saw it the first time. It's been growing on me every time I watch it. There's a lot of good themes in there. It's a lot of fun. But I mean, they're just known for being consistently good movies. And then you take Volume 3, which everyone has been waiting for a long time. It was even supposed to come out before Thor: Love and Thunder. Then some stuff got moved around. James Gunn got rehired. Whatever, the wait for this one was very long and everyone was anticipating it. And all of that stuff was heightened by the fact that we knew this was the end of this trilogy. We don't know if these characters were going to survive. We don't know what was going to happen next. James Gunn might never direct another MCU movie ever again, which probably is the truth now that he's the head of DC. But there were just so many factors pumping this thing up through the stratosphere when it came to the expectations people were expecting it to live up to. And I gotta tell you, when I sat down to watch this movie, I mean, you could feel the excitement in the air. I brought my dad to an early screening with me. He absolutely loves that first film, so he was hyped up too. As much as I hate to say this, the first 30-40 minutes of this movie, I was not vibing with it at all. I was like, oh, no, please don't let this be happening to Guardians now. I can't have this. And after seeing the movie, I think the main reason I felt that way is it just seemed to move at lightning speed, but they really had to jam-pack a ton of stuff into that first act. There was a lot of groundwork they needed to lay down for this story. And I mean, we kind of knew what was going on going into this one and seeing the trailers. It was going to be a very heavy Rocket-centric story and kind of his origin. There's going to be a lot of Gamora. There's a ton of baggage there because she doesn't really know Peter Quill and the other Guardians like she used to anymore. And then we were getting Adam Warlock thrown into the mix. Like, there was a lot going on. And trust me when I say that no one is more pumped than me that after they push through that first, 30-minute chunk of the movie and this thing really settles in and shows you what it's going to be for the rest of its runtime, I mean, this movie pretty much rips for the rest of it. I don't think it can be ignored just how good the chemistry is among this cast. I mean, you could put them in like a 1920s silent film and somehow that chemistry would still find a way to ooze through the screen. And the character dynamics are really interesting this time around. Like I already talked about, Peter Quill and Gamora, seeing them interact and kind of Peter not really being able to accept that this isn't the same person he fell in love with and the same person that loved him back makes for a lot of interesting conversation. And then that duo of Mantis and Drax that we were heavily introduced to, we didn't even know they were really friends until that Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special came around, and they really flourish in here as well and make for fun banter. But Jesus Christ, Rocket Raccoon, man, you are going to be lingering on every word this guy says, every bit of background knowledge we get about him, every tiny little tear you see go down his furry cheek. I mean, it is just going to destroy you. This is a full-blown Rocket Raccoon origin story. I mean, James Gunn wasn't lying about that. These trailers aren't lying about that. This is Rocket's movie. Now, before I say what I'm going to say next, I already know it's going to cause some keyboard cowboy to run to the comment section and say, people say this about every new Marvel movie. And it's kind of true, but I don't usually say this. This is the darkest Marvel movie I think I've ever seen. And we already got a Marvel movie where a guy commits mass genocide on a planet and kills half the entire population. Yeah, this was darker than that. I was honestly surprised by the amount of animal cruelty that was depicted in this movie. I mean, it was like if you took those hybrid animals that Steve Buscemi made in Spy Kids 2 and mixed them with that abomination of toys that Sid would make in Toy Story. Put those together, I mean, those are some seriously messed up visuals, and it only made you feel so much worse for Rocket and connect with his story more and the story of his friends that we're introduced to throughout the movie. But God, was it effective at making you absolutely hate this villain's guts. It's kind of amazing how much harder this stuff stuff hits me now that I've been a dog owner for like the last 3 years or so. Like, I feel like I'd watch this before and I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Hate to see that. But now I'm like, yep, that was awful. The second this movie ends, I'm gonna rush home and hug my dog for the next 24 hours straight. But yeah, man, I think when you look at this movie as a whole, it's just a really solid package and has everything you want to get out of a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's funny, it's got a great soundtrack, the visuals look great, and it's just a fun-ass space adventure. Like I said, it had a little bit of a rocky start for me, but once it finds its footing, the entertainment and emotional highs are so high, it'll make you forget all about that. It really feels like the proper ending for this trilogy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 gets a Sully score of 4 stars. So that's my review of the new Marvel movie. I low-key want to adopt a raccoon right now. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below if you're gonna go check this one out or if you've already seen it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys at the next one.